Here's an example of a cold email I sent to about 100 prospects that booked 3 meetings within 20 minutes of hitting send on this cold email. Let's get into it. As you can see, my subject line, expected trait, unexpected trait. That's called the triplet. I learned that from the great sales coach, Josh Braun. Expected you plus expected Windows devices plus unexpected awful first date. Prospects probably never received an email from a salesperson that had awful first date in it. That's going to pique their interest, curiosity, and get them to open the email. That is the whole purpose of the subject line. Get them to open that email. And you noticed also, it's all lowercase. That's another big tip. I'll make a separate video about this. Lowercase the entire way throughout your subject line, because most folks will uppercase every single word. It looks salesy. It looks spammy. Lowercase looks more friendly. Let's get into the email here. Dan, last Tuesday, I went on one of the worst dates of my life. Immediately captured the prospect's attention with that first sentence. With that first sentence, I got their attention and I got them to want to read the rest of this cold email because they're curious, why was this first date so bad? The lucky girl, we'll call her Sally, was a mutual friend I met at my friend's New Year's Eve party. Had high hopes for this date. Being that we lived 7 minutes apart from each other, I suggested that I'd swing by her place, pick her up, and we could head to a local brewery in our town. At 7 p.m., the time set for our date, I pulled up in front of her apartment complex and shot her a text. Me. I'm in the parking lot, no rush. Sally, sounds good, I'll be right down. Long story short, I'll be right down did not happen. Sally got to my car 76 minutes after I pulled up. My patience was shot. Zero apology was given. And the conversation when we got to the brewery was all over the place. Here's where I tie that story in to the problem I solve for this person. The time it took Sally to leave her apartment after I arrived is around the same amount of time it takes a Windows laptop to get set up through imaging. Interested in learning about how you can never deal with imaging ever again while getting a Windows device set up in 3 minutes. Have a great hump day, Matt. I ended with a interest-based call to action, not a specific call to action, like, can we meet next Tuesday at 3 p.m. to discuss this in further detail? That has a negative impact on your cold email getting responded to and booking a meeting. First, gain interest. Once you gain interest, then send a specific call to action for a specific day and time to meet with that prospect. As you can see throughout this email here, the language I used and the tone of this cold email was friendly. This is a cold email you would send to a friend, right? I don't have any buzzwords. I don't have any jargon. I'm not being overly formal at all. I'm not being formal whatsoever. I'm sending this with the tone of I'm your friend. I'm your friend. That bodes well in cold emails. Using buzzwords, using big words, using jargon, being overly formal is salesy and spammy. This is different. This is unique. This is the tone you're looking for. As you can see in this email, there's zero personalization. Zero. Relevance over personalization every day of the week when it comes to cold emails. Now, if you can marry the two and your cold email can be both personalized and relevant, that's a dynamite cold email. And how I might personalize this cold email is maybe just add in a PS with some personalization to make sure they know that I'm not just blasting this out to 100 people. But it didn't matter because the email is relevant. Relevance over personalization every day of the week when it comes to these cold emails. You have to start having fun with cold emails. If you're sending, again, cold emails with bullet points, cold emails that are extremely wordy with big words, jargon, it's going to be spammy. They're not going to get responded to. They're not going to get responded to. Key to a cold email. Killer subject line that builds curiosity. All lowercase, no uppercase in the subject line. And then tell a story. Have some fun. Entertaining and interesting. That's what you're going for. And this is the response, one of the 3 responses that I received from the prospect was, "Hey, Matt, ha 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 ha." Now, that's one of the best emails I have ever received. I would be a fool to miss it. Yes, I am interested, with 4 crying, laughing emojis. And I know you might be thinking, you sent it to 100 prospects, you only booked 3 meetings. Isn't that a low conversion rate? It is not. The conversion rates on cold emails right now are way, way down. Less than 1%. Down there. And it's not getting any better. It's not getting any better. It's gotten so much worse since COVID a couple years ago. Most salespeople are only relying on cold emails to book meetings, and prospects are getting 200, 300, 400, sometimes 500 cold emails a day, depending on their level within an organization. Like a C-level executive at a Fortune 500, getting 500 emails a day. A day. So emails like this, if you can get them open with a clever subject line with like the triplet, work if you're being interesting and entertaining within the body of that cold email, interest-based call to action, and having a little fun. Check out these 2 videos right here on other cold email tips to help your conversion rate on your cold emails in 2023. Thanks for watching, guys. We appreciate you.